Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Rural parts of Otter Tail County in Minnesota were hit hard by strong winds and a tornado that significantly damaged farm homes, and officials have confirmed one person has died.
It happened this afternoon in an area between Dalton and Ashby, Minnesota. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly is at one of the homes live for us with more. Katie?
Mike, Andrea, I'm here off of County Road 82, where officials have confirmed one person was killed. We're told the person was working in the area when the tornado came through. Around this area, it can be seen that homes are severely damaged, trees are taken down to the ground, and personal belongings are scattered. We also want to show you video of a home just up the way off of 120th Street. It was leveled to the ground. We're going to show you that video, and it shows a car carried into the basement of that home by the tornado. And you can also see that there was a car carried by that tornado all the way to the pond behind the home. We spoke to the neighbor just next door, and he says his heart aches for the community.
We could see debris swirling around in the air, and then we could hear the roaring sound from it. You know, I guess we were certainly afraid for our safety. And so that's why we headed for the basement.
Officials say they are still in the area trying to survey the damage, and they also say that they are working together to make sure that they can do all they can to help support the community. For now, reporting live in Otter Tail County, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Katie. And for the most part, the weather has calmed. Stick around. Hutch will be along in just a few minutes with what's happening right now in the weather.
Across the valley, parents are waiting to find out how school will be conducted in the fall. There's heightened interest now after President Donald Trump urged state governors to finalize in-person school reopening plans. Valley News Team's Alexandra Kay tells you what state officials are taking into consideration and how local parents are feeling about it.
It was awful. There's really no way around it.
That's how Nancy Arneson describes her family's experience with distance learning.
Being straight A's, doing just great in school, and then coming home and having these home assignments. And we're lucky that he got passed.
At the federal level, the push to have physical classes in the fall can be felt. A push acknowledged by North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, saying he agrees with reopening.
It's an important part of our fabric of our communities. It's an important part of our future.
Schools in the valley have been taking to the community to get input on what parents want. West Fargo Public Schools sending home surveys with 63% of responses saying they hope the state will allow schools to fully reopen. Governor Burgum explained that the state is looking at the environment and who will be coming back into the building.
We're committed to getting our schools open and operating in a way that's safe for the students and safe for the faculty, administration, and staff, but testing is going to be one piece of that.
For Arneson, she says she knows she doesn't have all the answers, but she knows what's best for her son, and that's getting back through those school doors.
I feel like he already lost a lot last year by not finishing out the school year. I can't imagine him going into another school year and having the same thing happen.
In Fargo, Alexandra Kay, Valley News Live.
Moorhead Public Schools says they will know their plan by the week of July 27th. In North Dakota, Governor Burgum is expected to share the state's guidance next week.
North Dakota has recorded nearly 4,000 positive coronavirus cases, but the number of children who've contracted it remains relatively low at 521. Infectious disease experts say one big reason is the switch to distance learning. The move to online learning due to COVID-19 was an adjustment for many educators, but it appears the effort limited the spread. Infectious disease experts say North Dakota has avoided more COVID-19 cases among children because of school shutdowns this past spring.
When you have a much reduced incidence, a situation where you have children being exposed, their infection rates are going to be lower, much lower as well.
Infectious disease consultants say until there is a vaccine, infection rate probably aren't going to get better. So it's important for everyone to heed public health safety measures.
Another widely watched element is unemployment, and the governor has updated one of his more notable executive orders. Governor Burgum is rescinding many of the special processes put in place for unemployment claims, including registration and the search for work requirement.
This takes us back to what unemployment insurance is meant to be for people that are unable to find work. But we know that there are jobs available in North Dakota, and we know that we want to encourage people to get back into the workforce.
The governor said that unemployment claims have dropped by 20% since May, which is indicative that people are getting back to work. Burgum adds these special processes are only meant to be temporary.
North Dakota reporting 73 new cases today of coronavirus, along with one additional death. Officials say the case count is the highest single-day rise in cases since the end of May. The number of active cases sits at 439. The additional death was added to the list after a review. 26 patients are hospitalized. Over 3,400 people are listed as recovered. In Minnesota, the state's reporting 463 new cases with 8 more deaths linked to the virus. This brings the death toll in Minnesota to 1,485. Of those deaths, 1,161 happened in a long-term care facility. Officials say the active case count currently sits at 3,202. Nearly 35,000 people are listed as recovered.
A man is behind bars this evening after an alleged garage break-in prompted a shelter-in-place order in Horace this afternoon. 41-year-old Nicholas Mackner is jailed on trespassing, criminal mischief, and refusing to halt. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter, Bailey Hurley, was the only reporter on the scene today and tells us what unfolded.
It was just after 11:30 this morning when Cass County Sheriff's deputies say they were called to the 8100 block of Highway 17 for a garage burglary. Officers say they noticed an individual in the trees, but say the suspect ran away from detectives, which prompted officers to set up a perimeter and call a shelter-in-place order for Horace residents. Deputies say a neighbor in the area told officers he saw an individual on his doorbell camera that matched the suspect description. And with the help of a West Fargo canine, officers found 41-year-old Nicholas Mackner hiding in the bushes in the 7800 block of Brink Drive, where Mackner was then apprehended and taken into custody. Deputies say Mackner was treated on scene by FM ambulance before being taken to Essentia Hospital, where he was medically cleared to be booked into the Cass County Jail. In Horace, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Deputies say Mackner did not have any stolen property on him, so they're asking Horace residents to check their property for stolen items and also to check their doorbell cameras for any further evidence.
Federal charges have been filed against a Fargo man for his alleged involvement in the May 30th protest that turned into a riot in downtown Fargo, something U.S. Attorney Drew Wrigley says is the first charge of its kind in North Dakota. 33-year-old Eric Toe is charged with civil disorder after authorities say he was seen and heard by Fargo police acting aggressive and claiming he belonged to a gang. Fargo police say Toa jumped onto the bumper of a squad car while yelling and waving his arms, and later allegedly stomped in and broke the windshield. Toa was taken into custody after officers say they saw him punch a civilian in the face.
We're going to do everything we can in this regard so that a year from now, 2 years from now, when people want to join together in a peaceful assembly to petition their government, the last thing that they have to think about is that there maybe a riot is going to break out in the middle of this.
Toe is set to be back in federal court on Monday.